Hey, Berkley.
Hey, Alex, how are you? You doing all
Good to
right?
see you. Yeah, still waking up a little bit,
Yeah.
but this is exactly what I need. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to be here at the Xsolla Clubhouse
Absolutely. It's a good Wednesday morning. Get it going.
because we're here for GDC week at the Xsolla Clubhouse for a special episode of The Big Show. I'm Alex Lee, the lead nose grader at GamesBeat, and I'm here with Berkley Egenes, the Chief Growth and Marketing Officer at Xsolla. Thanks for taking the
Cheers.
time.
Thanks for being here. It's going to be fun.
So Berkley, I just want to start out by talking about you a little bit. I mean, we've actually had you on an episode of The Big Show already, but it was more of a specific episode focused on branding and the
Right.
rebrand that you guys are going through at the moment. So I kind of just want to talk a little bit about the Berkley Egenes origin story.
Sure.
You've worked across gaming and digital media for years. What got you into this space in the first place?
It becomes a crossroad of your passions and where you want to go and where you want to be. I had the opportunity early on in my career to go back to school and reevaluate what you want to do and further your education opportunities and like, what are you passionate? It's always sports, entertainment, content, and really driving at that intersection and creating that dialogue. So it took me through advertising agencies. We did a little VR, AR for a couple of years, very early on in the late, 2017,
Wow. Early mover.
2018 area. What was going on, doing live content in headsets, and then came over to esports. So I was with Ghost Gaming out of Irvine, California, and really that was like getting into the space full and. So you kind of dabbled and stuff, but I've always said this is not an industry you can just dip the toe in the kiddie pool. Go do the cannonball in the deep end and get after it. And then Xsolla came into the picture, came calling, and I was in from day one. Just seeing what was happening and the impact that we could make to billions of people around the world every single day. It's more than just payments and what we do as a business, but really providing people that opportunity and to build on their passions of what's going on playing games and content around the world. It's like there's no better place to be.
So you're the Chief Growth and Marketing Officer at Xsolla. Can you explain why that is a combined role for you, and what exactly is your day-to-day and your responsibilities at this company?
So a lot of different things. We all wear many, many hats at Xsolla because we love that entrepreneurial spirit of always challenging what is possible or what you thought was impossible to go put that together. So marketing side, it's all about branding, communications, content distribution. Honestly, we're in B2B company, so it's lead generation. So you look at growth and it's like, how do we bring more developers into the community and help through education opportunities? We'll have product demos and stuff over here. We'll do content, stories, demonstrations, talks to really build that up so we can grow the business as we look at it. But we don't grow unless the game developers grow. And it's providing them with those tools and services to go do it, but it's really about that education and communicating what we're doing, and then show them, bring them into the ecosystem of what's happening in the marketplace that we have, and giving them those opportunities. And those that we've collaborated with and partnered with, over 1,500 studios, publishers around the world. It's almost 5,000 games that we get the honor and privilege to partner with. And we truly call every game that we work with a partner because we work on stuff. They come to us with challenges. But figuring out what that looks like, and our team gets to be kind of that front entry point into the dialogue and conversation, so it gets to be a lot of fun.
Obviously Xsolla is, I think you've been around for quite some time, but you rebranded recently, and I think you're coming out of the shadows a little bit. Do you want to just give a quick description of exactly what you guys do and how the vision has evolved over the years for any of our listeners who might not be familiar with Xsolla?
So we've stayed pretty much to our core of what we are, a global video game commerce company, to help solve those challenges of monetization, distribution, funding in some capacities and what's going on, but really looking at it beyond just payments of what we've done. It's early beginnings of the company and it's evolved a couple times going into it from a formality perspective, but we're more than payments and what it's looking like. So we took a look at like what was going on as we came into our 20th anniversary as a company that was last summer, and putting it together is like, what makes sense? How do we communicate that and what's going on? And we want to just reaffirm our commitment to the industry of what we're building for the future. We're building for the future of games, and you see all the things. What does all the things mean? It's all the things to help you build a successful video game business. You'll hear us say launch, grow, and win, because it's launch a great game, grow your business from a monetization. It's also from go to different geographies around the world. So it's not just, hey, you launched a game here in San Francisco, so where are we going to take it just in the continental United States. Well, no, there's huge opportunities in Latin America, Europe, Africa, Southeast Asia, China, Japan, everywhere in between. We would put that together, and that's what we talk about. We're just reaffirming our commitment to the industry of providing all those opportunities. And sometimes it requires another partner that we do in our marketplace opportunities that we have. We almost have 100 different collaboration companies that have come into our marketplace, from MMPs to distribution to agencies, to help these games be successful, because we believe in more games are better, more games that are successful in the industry is better, and all boats rise together, and it's going to be an exciting time.
So we're here in the Xsolla clubhouse, and I really do feel like I'm in a clubhouse, but I think it might be helpful to walk around a little bit
Sure,
and
let's check it out.
Include some of the different activations and spaces that you guys have created in the video.
So it was one of the things that we really wanted to focus on, in creating an all-inclusive environment where everybody's welcome to come join and see. So we have coffee, we'll have breakfast here coming in here in a little bit. What's going on, it's really a place where people can come collaborate. We have partners that come into the fold, but curating that welcome, all-inclusive space that is physical, but it also gives you can come get a break, come get a cup of coffee, come hang out, and really have meetings, and you see what's going on. And we even have product demos and everything that we'll do when people want to get into the nuts and bolts of like what we're doing. So we've come up to the second floor as we're still setting up this morning. So this is great to see a little behind the scenes activity, what's done. We hosted an incredible women in gaming panel here yesterday with Wiki International, came into it, but it's really a space people can have meetings, little foretops of what's going on. We have our own kind of kitchen here as well to provide some food. Everybody got to stay nourished. I always keep saying throughout these busy times, have you eaten? Are you good? Have you had some water? Some juice and coming into
Could
it.
have used you yesterday in my
For sure. For sure. And then we have what we call dens. So different locations where we can have meetings, semi-private opportunities. We kind of close these doors off when we need to do that. So two of those locations here as well for more formalized stuff. And then it opens up, and we brought two partners in here as well that have space. So they set up shop here, have meeting space, something comfortable. It's couch. It's not a booth. It's not a stand. That gets to be real formalized, and going into it's more relaxed conversation. So it's real.
So why is it important for you guys to show up this week in this way?
It's different. We're going to continue to evolve, and we truly feel that some of these events that we have around the world, it's an evolution, and it's time to do something different. Bring people together. It doesn't have to always be a booth. The booths are great. It's a great opportunity in small space and put things together, sometimes big convention centers, obviously, and what's going on, but to be able to have an open conversation. It's a little tough sometimes from senior level conversations to go have it in a booth, because you're out in the open, you're talking about numbers, you're talking about monetization, you're talking about safety and verifications and parental controls and things like that you get into it. You almost need sometimes a whiteboard, or you need some napkins. There's so many napkin conversations or backup pizza box conversations that are here. And this environment allows that to happen. So we've received a ton of positive feedback of this. We're going to do this in multiple locations around the world going into it. So see us soon in Cologne. So come check us out.
Okay.
In August, we'll do that. We're looking at different places like Busan, South Korea for G-Star.
Wow.
They do different types of activations, and we do something called an Xsolla Connect. That is a smaller event that we'll do standalone in some of these events. Locations, it could be around an event. It could be a standalone opportunity. We're going to do other things like that. We're doing the GamesBeat tour in 4 cities with you guys. Doing New York, Chicago, Austin, and we'll be back in LA making that happen. But doing it something different and continuing to try and push what is possible. Doing the same thing in the same cities all the time gets to be a bit challenging, because you'd say, how do you get new people? How do you reach out? Sometimes it requires us to go to the developer, and that's an important thing. Go to where they're comfortable. What's local is not a ton of travel. We make the investment and kind of build that out for the community, and it's paying off in dividends.
So you've mentioned all these locations across the country and the world. I mean, Busan. Hopefully I can come to that one. That sounds awesome.
It's an amazing experience.
You guys are a global company, and that means having to navigate global regulations.
Sure.
I mean, much more so than many other companies in this space. So, and it reminds me of a conversation we had the other day where you mentioned that you believe that properly done regulations on a governmental level can actually help the industry evolve in a sustainable way. I'd love to hear a little bit more about why you feel that way and also Xsolla's role in this ecosystem. Can you guys help developers navigate the growing list of government regulations as they expand across the globe?
It's a very, very good question. It's has very diverse, polarizing points of view in a lot of cases. We believe government involvement that opens up opportunities and access for people to go to it. You saw that in the mobile space with the Ninth District Court of California. Made major moves, and those ripple effects that are happening on a global perspective went over to Europe, went around to Japan, now into Brazil, making impact. But then seeing what's happening to open up opportunities to enter new geographies for folks, new subsidies, new economic packages that are opening for development, education, technology. You got countries and regions around the world that are trying to change their persona from oil producing countries only to now it's tech. It's entertainment, it's content, it's AI, it's crypto. They all want to have that involvement and kind of move that path. And so the government partners and agencies and regulations are making that easier for the game developers.
Berkley, I love that California example. Are there any other examples of government regulation that come to mind? And by the way, no pressure, but international examples also are of interest.
Yeah, one that's popular that came up that we announced this past week is in Vietnam. To really provide, we're opening up, we went and made an acquisition in Vietnam, but what they're doing to set up the opportunities for more game developers to be open. So we operate as a merchant of record and we'll be one of the only merchant of records there that can accept transactions on behalf of game developers from around the world. It can be a developer from here, it can be from Europe. Now you can go with full compliance, be able to implement game promotions, content, everything to be able to do in Vietnam, and we're able to handle that transaction for you on behalf. Then it supports more content, supports more game publishing, more development that's going to be going on in Vietnam, and to really provide those opportunities. So there's many examples of localized governments, national governments in different countries, but the boom that's happening in Southeast Asia and Vietnam is just a tip of the iceberg of what's happening there. But that's all government-led discussions and relationships that we start to have and facilitate that on behalf of developers and go forward so they can be successful and reach a new market.
Berkley, I actually love that you brought up Vietnam as an example because I'm half Vietnamese. My mom was born there, and I've actually never been. So maybe this is my opportunity to go to Vietnam and kill a couple of birds with one stone.
That would be amazing to go to it. There's a lot happening in Vietnam. There's many events coming up. We're having more conversations with event organizers to bring events to Vietnam. Because the game development that's going in the speed at which it is there is incredibly fast. Very nimble culture from a gaming perspective. Games being punched out twice a month.
Wow.
Like 2 games a month in some of these studios, particularly from the mobile space and how fast it moves. It's incredible to see what's going on in a very mobile-first digital wallet economy going into it. I mean, we think about us in the United States. It's like, hey, where's my MasterCard, Visa, Amex, like from a transaction? But folks in Latin America, folks in Southeast Asia, and even the Middle East and Africa are very mobile-first, digital wallets. Some people are unbanked, which means they don't have a checking account. So it's based on a cash-based fiat, society. And then you have to go somewhere, take your cash, get it converted into your digital wallet, go to your phone, and then you have the transaction. Then you go buy groceries, you go buy movie tickets, you stream content, you pay your bills, and play video games. And then buy your games, monetize, do the in-game transactions, but through a digital wallet. And that's one of the other things from an alternative payment method perspective. When you think about it, it's not just credit cards, it's not just PayPal. All these guys are great partners that we collaborate together, but to set that up with what is needed from a local environment. So if you have your favorite payment method, call it whatever it is, that's what you're gonna make all your purchases for. Maybe because of loyalty points, and maybe just because you're like, I want one credit card, less bills, and think what's going on, but they look at it from a digital perspective, digital wallet perspective. So if higher propensity of transactions will happen, less churn, less friction in the transaction, and which means more purchases, higher purchase rates, size of purchases being made, from an average revenue per paying user and putting that together. So it makes a huge impact, and that's why we go to places like the Middle East, why we go to Vietnam, why we did development and announcement recently in Azerbaijan. So there's a lot of opportunity around the world, and everybody's like, how many offices? We're nearly 20 offices now around the world because we need to be where our developers need us to be to open up those opportunities for them.
How many of those offices have you personally been in?
Probably 6. Not as many as like I would expect. And going into it, we spent time in Kuala Lumpur, Seoul, Japan. We opened up last year there in Tokyo, gorgeous building. Putting it together, small, intimate, but enough that we need to do. Raleigh, North Carolina.
Of course.
Putting it into it, and then our big headquarters in Europe being Berlin. That's an exciting time.
I feel like it's only a matter of time until you go to LATAM. I mean, that's such a growing
We went
area.
last year and putting it into it. We have people in kind of different places from El Salvador to Sao Paulo to Rio in different locations, Uruguay, looking at where that is. Because you think about LATAM, everybody's like, oh, it's one region, it's one culture. No, it's many micro cultures and going into it, different dialects. It's not, everybody doesn't speak Spanish down there. It's Portuguese, and it's different versions of Portuguese and different dialects and different customizations and localization requirements that you need to go engage. So it's amazing people, hungry, fast moving. What they're doing and pulling off there is pretty special.
Wow, well, arriba to that. Before we get into anything, I just wanted to say, we just kind of casually walked next door while we were here.
Right.
Can we talk a little bit about where we are? What
So
is
this
space?
is the second space. So this is 2 buildings here at the Howard SF and putting it together. This was a blank wall, a blank canvas. And so we brought in tables, content, putting it into it, multiple modular opportunities. So we will turn this room over about 3 or 4 times during the week based on the environment, what's going on. We have the AWS Symposium for Product on Live Ops and Growth, putting it together, a lot of opportunities, a lot of partners in here. We're apparently celebrating a birthday downstairs. So there's a lot going on. And but it's a big collaboration and bringing people together and bringing the community to serve what we're doing as game developers. By doing that, then we'll see more growth and opportunity for the industry as a whole, and more games in the hands of players and stuff. So let's go upstairs.
Yeah.
Speaking of a partner, Meet to Match has joined us this year over here and moved their San Francisco headquarters for the week. And so what they're doing upstairs is pretty special. So we've come up here on the second floor of the 667 here at the Howard. Meet to Match has set up a great community environment of what they do. It's about bringing people together through their system and then having real life conversations. So a bunch of tables set up here from different game developers have set up. You can see this capacity in this space of what's going on. They're just getting set up here this morning. But they're one of the premier Meet to Match programs, but connective app experiences we use and leverage and work together and partner, and we do it in Cologne, we do it at different events around the world, but people can go in their mobile phone, set up a meeting, link up calendars with everybody, and it makes it connection, and then now we have a real life meeting, and that's what's happening right behind us. Like, what's going on?
I hear deals being made
Yes.
as we speak.
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
So it's the
really
opportunity.
cool.
This is where the magic happens, and you think, like, how did this start? It could happen at one of these tables here with Meet to Match.
It's worth noting that in addition to someone's birthday being celebrated downstairs, it is also Berkley's 6th anniversary as an employee at Xsolla. Why aren't we celebrating that?
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a fun journey, and we're just getting started. So speaking of what's fun, it's like going around the cities and being at different locations and step counters. We always have the challenge. If you're not at 10,000 steps, you're not running enough.
That's
You're not
actually,
enough places.
my partner and I have been doing that for the last year. Like, we track our steps. We aim for 8,000, which is, it's a bit of a cop-out, but 10,000, it's arbitrary.
10,000 is an arbitrary number.
Japanese, right? Did the Japanese come up with that?
I think you're right.
I mean, they know what they're doing. They live longer.
For real. And that's one thing, you talk about teams and being different places. It's all about the journey. It's all about creating a team and an environment that's collaborative, and they try different things and make things happen. So this is one of the things, speaking of something different, is we've set up we're getting ready for a full day of content and sessions that we're hosting here. We're literally underground right now physically. This is call it the basement, like what's going on. But we're able to put about 125 people here into this space to have conversations. We'll live stream them on YouTube, and then there'll be the VOD content that will come out by end of week.
Awesome.
So it's relevant time period related content that putting into it's important so that people can take it with them, and even partners that we bring into the fold, we share that content with them. Because there's a guest panel of what's going on. Speaking of one, Jen Donahue and I will be on one here in a little bit.
Exciting.
And putting that together to continue on what we did in LA in December.
Nice.
I'm talking more about branding and the impact, what that has to start from day one. But we've had conversations on capital markets, SPAC versus IPO, alternative payments, kicked us off. What's going on in the creator economy. There's one today that's gonna be fun about people's journeys. And everybody comes from a different location, different background, different office or in previous jobs around the world to come into the industry and really talk about people's journeys and go into it. And it's pretty special and all inclusive of what we are collectively as a community building around the world.
This is a really cool space. I mean, I walked down here and I felt like I was walking into a clown car. It's huge. It's so
fun.
many people.
Yes. And we will packed with the symposium. Day one was yesterday and day two is today here and later on this afternoon. So it's going to be a good run. Chris Hewish, our president, did his flagship presentation he does every year on the state of play, as we call it, because it's, everybody does like state of businesses and things, but we're all about play. And from a game perspective and what does it look like with the numbers, with the real facts and figures. So that report's coming out soon.
Awesome.
That we'll be sharing. You guys are helping us share intel out there, but really like figuring out in how to do an engagement. We're trying different things. This is the first year we did it here. We'll be back next year to do it as well because the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive. They're like, how do I turn this into 200? So we'll have to figure some things out with chair setups.
Might have to
and
knock
things
out
like
a
that.
wall or something.
We might have to do something pretty crazy and go into that. But that's what we do is like what's impossible and physical and turn that into the possibilities for everybody. So
this is great. Well, why don't we head up to the
Let's do
podcast
it.
studio
Let's
for
do
a little lightning round. I got some fun questions
beautiful.
for you. I haven't actually seen as many kids as I would expect. This is GDC, right?
Right.
It's a festival of gaming.
And what's going on, I think that's one thing that you start seeing is we do a lot of talking about games here at GDC and in San Francisco and other conferences. It's not, just specific here, but like what you see in Cologne, what you see with Gamescom and their model of what happens. So it's a nice blend of B to B to C. Yeah. So they have the whole consumer wing. I mean, they have 10 buildings, it feels like, in the Colomese in Cologne, and then what they're extending in Sao Paulo with Gamescom LATAM, and then Gamescom Asia really has a great model that goes into it, so it brings that experience into it. So we're partnering with people like The Mix, with Day of the Devs, and those are showcases. Like, get people,
right,
get thumbs happening, get fingers happening, getting joysticks moving, like controllers and things like that. And I just dated myself with a joystick, but no, what's going on, but really like less talking about it, but more showcasing games and giving those game developers the opportunities to show their game or what's happening and something unique. And who knows, maybe there's a VC or a private equity company that comes in and wants to invest, or a multi-game publisher that's looking for the next RPG that they have, or puzzle or strategy game, whatever genre they're looking at and expanding and building their portfolio. You showcase those games, and then you're going to make that connection. Next thing you know, that game went from here to here, from notoriety, notability, status in the platforms, and then obviously from a monetization and business perspective.
Well, I love that you're bringing this conversation back around to the developers, right? Because at the end of the day, those are the people who are making the core product that we are all building around. Specifically with regard to that regulatory question that we touched on earlier in this episode, I did want to make sure to ask a question specifically about the developer's perspective on this. I mean, obviously, from the government perspective, from your perspective, right, there are great ways that you guys can work together to make this a better environment for developers. But for the developers themselves, what should they be doing to maybe incorporate government regulations more thoughtfully into their work, or just generally ensure that they are well positioned to navigate this world moving forward?
So we say 2025 was the year about policy change and regulations and things, what's going on. From what you see from a mobile optimization, and it's not, a question from platforms of what they were doing. It's not a yes or no. It's not platform or go online. It's a platform and. So it's a different monetization channel that they have. Go develop your web shop, be able to launch that, monetize that, own that experience. So when we say what do they take advantage of, a developer from a mobile perspective, is go take advantage of those opportunities now. Own the experience, own it from A to Z, from first touch to last touch across that ecosystem. When before you were just in the platform. Do it. Launch your game on Apple. Launch your game on Google. Launch your game on Steam. 100% encourage that. Then there's opportunities where we can come in and help from a web shop, from a buy button opportunity in the United States, or even if it's a PC game, to go do game sales experiences and create an online experience for it, purchase the game, get into platform and make that happen a possibility, and then deliver more value to the consumer. So what you're seeing in these web shops and these game stores is more transactions, more continual engagement. We have partners that do offers Tuesdays and Thursdays because they have figured it out. 11 a.m. on Tuesday, 3 p.m. on a Thursday is when they've optimized, and I'm talking LA time, right. San Francisco time here, what's going into, but obviously localizing it.
Not Kuala Lumpur.
Right, Kuala Lumpur is a different, time zone. You get in, 9, 12, 10 hours ahead and what's going on. But figure out what makes sense and owning that experience so you can leverage those opportunities and the open access that you now have that has been opened up in a positive way. And that's what we're seeing from the policy changes. It goes to DMA in Europe, taking advantage of those opportunities, what Japan's doing, Brazil's now doing from a mobile perspective. But look at it, it's cross-platform, it's PC games, it's online games to be able to do that, but own that experience. That's what they can do and take advantage of now. We can help provide best practices in the over nearly 1,000 games that we've taken from a mobile perspective to a web shop. Show what's going into it. Go into a game in Brazil that is studio, like how do you get from Brazil to Southeast Asia to South Africa, and be able to do that, and what payment platforms we can open up for them and to provide that access. And now you have localized payments integrated into that experience, and you were able to own every touch point across the way. That's for the developers, where they can make an impact, and then they can go focus on doing what they're great at. Build beautiful, immersive, creative games, and just go have fun with it, and then we can take care of the business side.
Well, developers take note. Makes sense to me. All right. I would like to end with a rapid-fire gamer question. Obviously, we're here at GDC, or the week of GDC. So what's on your current rotation? What are you playing after hours?
So after hours, it's a lot of with my daughter at home. So there's all on the Switch. And it's a lot of Mario Kart, very competitive. It gets to be like bumping elbows as where you're bumping cars and the cards, you're running into each other and doing that. So that's the Friday night. That's like the pizza night, hang out and like what's going on. We do dabble with FIFA on the PlayStation. And then you can now play you can see Xsolla in the game. I'm playing as Steven and Jeff C. And a collaboration, what's going on there as well. So EA FC 25, 26 will be in 27 and 28. New kit coming out, so it's going to be very cool. But that's one of those things. That's a fun opportunity because it's in real life, on the pitch experience, then you're on the pitch in the game, completely customized experience, and then it's a branded opportunity. So that's some of the things. Then we go and promote that game on behalf of the developer. They go into a unique opportunity. It's all about promotion and cross collaborations to be able to do. Then everybody wins.
And is it the new branding, like the new colors?
It is the new branding. It will be the new branding in the next version. So we have an all new black and white kit coming out. Puma is going to be on board with that one and putting it together. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys have some IRL versions of that.
We can get you some. We got you some.
I'm not asking for anything, but we can talk after the episode.
Maybe.
All right, cut. We'll talk after. Well, Berkley, seriously, thank you for taking time out of your morning. I know it's been a crazy week, crazy day. Just good luck.
We're midway through it. This is like lunch, for the week and what's happening. Much more to come. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep collaborating. We're going to keep evolving. And how do we do events differently around the world? And this is a fun place to test it out. And it's a unique opportunity here in San Francisco. And much more to go, and thank you guys for coming and checking things out. It's a little behind the scenes, and we're gonna have some fun.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you, man.